This may be the one single improvement I'm the most excited about.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and my second video for today. If you did miss the one earlier on, then do check it out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen. It's another episode of my Mick Schumacher career mode on the F1 2017 game. But that out of the way, let's get into this video, guys, because we have some more F1 2018 news. This is something that's not really hot off the press or something that's been really discussed, and that's why I want to bring it to you guys, because F1 2018 is a massively improved game this year. We've seen all the advancements, especially visually, also on the audio side of things, AI improvements, and also just a general career mode improvements. In my opinion, I'll make another video maybe about it if you guys want me to talk about it, but I still think there is a lack of online improvements. I understand the beta was going on up until recently. I don't even know if it's finished or not. I literally have no idea, because this year I didn't actually get selected for the beta. So anything I talk about in this video, obviously, I've not actually touched the game yet, so I've got no idea what it actually is in my hands. The beta, I've got the impression, and I feel like is solely focused this year on improving online. Obviously, no information has been given because betas are private and under NDA. So I'll leave that for maybe that video for another day. But yeah, essentially, I still feel like there's a lot they could talk about with online. I don't think they've really done much about it this year. I know there's a new super license system and safety rating, but that doesn't really do it for me. And I'm a career mode racer at heart, but I also want to see the online do well. Now, like I said, I'll leave it for another video for another day. In this video, I want to talk about one feature that's not really been mentioned that much, and it's a bit of a game changer in my opinion. Especially for those people who are looking for that sort of realism and just general, a bit more of a realistic feel to the F1 games. Now, what I'm going to talk about in this video is input lag. Now, if any of you guys are familiar with this term, then you will know exactly what I'm on about. It happens on the controller, it happens on the steering wheel as well, especially. Essentially, input lag is a small delay when the steering wheel or the controller, whenever you're playing the game, is never really in sync one-to-one with what you're seeing on your monitor. This can be for various reasons, and it can be improved upon. Historically speaking, Codemasters games haven't been great for input lag. We have to be honest here. There's always been a lot of lag on the game, and as you can see in the background, there'll be some gameplay. Literally, I just recorded it, one hand on the wheel and the other one recording with my phone. Pretty much what input lag is, essentially. So you're turning the wheel, and in the game, relative to what you're doing on the steering wheel, it's quite far behind. It's a very solid half a second, you could say. And it's been a big problem. It's got better in every single year. It gets better and better, but it's still a very prominent thing. Now, I go into F1 games from Codemasters already expecting and assuming this is going to be there. If you ever try a sim, whether it be R Factor 1, R Factor 2, Assetto Corsa, iRacing, all of these games have very little to no input lag, and it's such a different experience, because when you're driving the car, essentially what you're seeing on screen is what is actually happening. With the F1 games, if I can, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. Because of the input lag and the delay on screen, it gives you the feel you get for the steering wheel. It gives you a little half a second to react, more time to react from what you see on the screen. So if you go for a bit of a spin and you're having a bit of a moment with the back end, because the delay on the screen is behind, you can actually correct that in time, and you can see it from a little, you can see it happening and feel it happening through your steering wheel. So you have time to correct that. When it's a much more one-to-one, in sync, force feedback experience with what you see on the monitor, what happens is in the moment, and your reactions have to be so much quicker, and you have to be so much more precise and make the reactions better. So this happens on the pad and the wheel. It's a very noticeable thing, especially on the steering wheel, and this is something that I've noticed a lot, especially when, for example, if I go from playing Assetto Corsa and I come back to playing F1 on Codemasters, you do notice it quite a lot. So as you would see in the background with all this gameplay, you can see the constant delay and the big half a second delay. Now, for this year's game, for F1 2018, I only saw it in one video, and this was actually a video that I saw from my first impressions video from Sim Racing Paddock, which is a channel on YouTube. I'll link them down below in the description, and I'm using some of their footage in this video. Basically, you can see the difference on screen compared to what I was doing. We have the person here racing around Albert Park with the Red Bull, and I've zoomed in the footage for you guys to see it closer, but there is a massive improvement. He even mentioned this in the video, saying all the improvements in this year's game are phenomenal, but being someone that plays Sims, this channel, he said the most noticeable improvement this year is input lag reduction. Now, essentially and historically speaking, input lag has always been bigger on the consoles. So if you're playing a console, historically you would have had a lot more than PC. I'm a PC player, but even on F1 2017 and past titles, there's still a lot of input lag compared to PC sims like R Factor 2, R Factor 1, Assetto Corsa, and iRacing. So even though I'm on PC, there's still not a massive difference. We've all still got input lag essentially, and apparently this year it's been massively improved on the console. Hopefully, in that case, on the PC, it's even better still because you can get it even more refined and perfect on PC. It also depends a lot on your monitor size. So, for example, the monitor you see on screen right now in this video, that's a far bigger monitor than what I'm playing on. So I play on around a 22-inch monitor. This definitely looks like at least a 30 to me. So I would say probably the smaller the monitor, you're going to get a lot less input lag as well. So that helps. So overall, it's looking very positive, and it's a very big step forward in my opinion. If any of you have played with input lag, and you have experienced a simulator that doesn't have it, like the games I've mentioned previously, and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have not, then I could tell you it's going to completely change the way F1 plays. And it's not in a bad way, it's in a much better way because it gives you a much more one-to-one realistic feel. And what you're using when it comes to the steering, whether it may be a pad or a wheel, is much more in sync with what you're seeing on the screen. So it feels a lot more, in the moment, so to speak. When you've got that input lag, it definitely it takes away some of that simulation. I don't want to say that word because F1 isn't a simulation, but it takes away from that sort of in the moment feel because there's just that small delay in the way. And if you really if you run an F1 now and you took what I said into account and you tested the input lag, you would see exactly what I mean. So for me, this is a massive change and a massive step forward from Codemasters. I am very much looking forward to getting my hands on the game now after hearing this. I was already looking forward to it anyway, but hearing this news for me is massive because this is one thing that I really love about the simulators. So, for example, I've made videos in the past on Assetto Corsa, driving, for example, the F1 2017 Ferrari, which has obviously, the current engine specs with the current modern day V6 turbo engines. And you can really notice when the back end just snaps on you, it's so quick to go. You don't get that in the F1 game, in my opinion. F1 games tend to be very slow spins, or you do get a good chance to save. In Assetto Corsa, especially when I played, with the F1 2017 car, it's instant. So you have to be on the knife edge, and you're very much it feels much more realistic one-to-one. Also it helps in my situation. I don't know about any of you guys, but if you do drive a car in real life, you will understand as well. Obviously, that is one-to-one. So when you're turning the steering wheel, what you do happens, and it replicates that very well. And you do get that feeling. When you're playing on the video game, not so much. So that will also go intertwined with the improved input lag. What you'll get is the feeling of the curbs will be better, the tire sensation, when you get overheating tires, when a spin occurs, all of it is intertwined, and essentially you're going to get a much more realistic and complete experience with this fix. I could sort of ramble on about this all day because it's a bit of a touchy point, but for those of you in the dark, now you know. For those of you that already knew about what input lag was, I've sort of shown you this video to sort of explain and show you visually the improvements. There is still some input lag there, of course. I think, realistically speaking, there will always be some input lag, especially on the consoles. But it's just massively improved, and I cannot wait to get going myself and get testing the game because it's going to be so fun. The game drops in around 2.5 weeks time now, 24th of August, getting incredibly close now. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys are too. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are looking forward to the game. What do you think of this thing I've spoken about in this video? Have you noticed it? Do you think what I've shown in the video is enough of a change? Do you think it's enough? Let me know. Also, if there's anything else you want to know about the F1 2018 game, guys, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, I've not played the game. However, I've got a good idea of what's going on in this year's game in terms of the videos I've seen and the content that's been put out there. So if you do want to know anything, let me know in the comments. And yeah, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have found it informative, then drop a like. And like I said, let me know any video ideas in the future in the comments down below. I might do one more video about F1 2018 in the next 2 weeks at some point. Just give my overall thoughts on the game before launch, because like I mentioned, the online situation that I mentioned at the start of the video, I want to talk about that in detail. But anyway, other than that, guys, I'm not going to ramble on for too much longer. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have, then do drop a like. And like I said, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content, especially because we have F1 2018 just around the corner. So please be sure to turn on notifications for that, guys, to not miss a single video from me on the game, as I'm going to put out a lot of fresh content. Also, do check out these 2 videos on the screen, guys, if you have missed them, and also the one uploaded earlier on today if you did miss it, because it was a pretty good race, and I'm very proud of the Mick Schumacher career mode, and it's something I want to try and put out there a bit more. So if you guys do like modded career modes or story modes, then do check that out, because I do put a lot of time and effort into that series. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. So from me, goodbye.